Hey, this is Julian from the Binary Lab, and today I'm going to be doing this video from, behind the driver's wheel. The topic for Trader Mindset today is about preparation and foundation, and I think a really good relevant thing to share with you would be about this experience about like my son over the weekend, how he was actually trying to repair his sandal. So he had a pair of sandals that hasn't been worn for a period of time, and it just so happened that the sole kind of came unstuck from the rest of the sandal. And because lately I've been teaching my kids how to do some like art and crafts, he used some craft glue to try to stick it back. Very resourceful. I didn't ask him to do that, and he didn't tell me that it was broken, but he just went ahead to try to fix the sandal himself. So craft glue is that whitish glue that you kind of like stick together wooden stuff. If you give it enough time to dry, it actually is quite decent glue, and it probably would hold the sandal and the sole together for at least 1-2 days before it becomes unstuck again. In some cases, it may even stick for a longer time than that. But the thing here was that he didn't really have the patience to wait, and it seemed as though it was beginning to cure. But after a while, because he was running about in it, the sole just came right off again. So this actually is quite similar to many traders out there, because sometimes when you learn a new strategy, a new technique, you just have this urge to test it out right away, just because you see that it's working. Just as like how my son saw that it seemed as though it was curing already. It seemed as though he could pick it up and the sole wouldn't just fall off, and because of that he thought that it's ready to use. I asked him how long he left it in its place, and he said for about an hour or so. He still doesn't really know how to tell the time too well, but he just said, well, the long needle went about 1 round. So that's about an hour. So I said that's not enough. That's probably enough for the glue to set, but it could have worked if you gave it more time. So when he brought it to me, he says, Daddy, you need to get better glue. And I said, no, actually that couldn't. Well, although you do need a different kind of glue than that, but that glue could have done the job if you gave it time. So a lot of traders, they tend to run with a new strategy, a new technique too fast. Not enough demo trading, not enough small lot trading, or rather small size trading. You're not giving yourself the opportunity to test it. And when I say test, you need to be testing it in all kinds of situations. Let's say different market sessions is one thing, and also on top of that, you want to be testing it like on several days as well. You can't just base your decision on one day, because we know by now that there are going to be the days on the market there'll be some days that are really good, and there'll be some days that are not so good, and there's some days that are a little bit of a mix. So you want to know how a strategy performs under all kinds of conditions before you actually decide to basically let come on, dumbass in front of me just suddenly stopped. So that's what you need to do. Give it time, and above everything, it's giving it time. Like a pair of shoes, it takes time to cure, it takes time to stick, and that is all time. Don't rush yourself for results. Most of the time, something will actually work out, and many times, a new strategy can work a lot better than you think in the long term. That's to say, because like for instance, sometimes you see a little bit of result and you want to stray around with it, and then when you encounter a problem, you think, oh crap, it's just like everything else. But you want to give it time. You want to understand it. You want to experience it. And if you're not already putting enough time to kind of like beta test, okay, I think the word is beta test. So every time you have a new strategy, you want to beta test it. It's not as though like I've got a new sword, I'm gonna use this sword to cut down my enemies, but it's more like along the lines of beta test. So like, if you have a new piece of equipment, take it down to the field, give it a little bit of a test, and then if you think it's good, then just try to see what else you can improve. And if it's not so good, take note of where it's not performing so well, and that way you can actually have a very thorough experience and a very responsible usage of a new strategy. So that's what I want to share with you guys today, and I hope you benefited from this daily thought. Okay, so give your comments below in the video comment section, and I wish you guys good trading. This is Julian from the Binary Lab, signing out.